Can you hear me?
What's going on?
Okay. I have a question. I need some help with something.
Okay.
I've talked to you in the past, but something has come up and I just want a man's perspective. And maybe I'm just don't know how to handle this situation. I am married, only been married for 9 months since August of last year. And my husband's birthday, sorry, I'm nervous.
You're good.
My husband's birthday was May 6th. And on May 5th, he sent me a screenshot of an email from another female that he dated. And he showed it to me and he says, I want to keep transparency with you. I'm not hiding nothing. I just want to show you. I said, oh, okay, thanks. Boom, we moved on. So I was on his tablet helping him with something with work, and I was looking at it and he fell asleep. And it flashed across that he got an email, and it was from that female. And basically I read the email that he sent her 12 days after May 5th. On May 17th, he sent her an email and it said, hello, with her whole name. I'm glad that you're doing well. I just want to let you know I will not be keeping in touch. I need to respect my marriage and my life. And good luck on your endeavors, your future, and blah, blah, blah. And she emailed him back, and that's what I saw come through his iPad. And it said, of course, I expect nothing more. I wish you luck. I'm moving and look what I found. And she sent a picture of a ring that he must have got her while they were in a relationship. So I understand that the context of the email said, hey, I'm married. I need to respect that. You need to respect that and, close the door on that. I understand that. But however, 12 days later, you sent her an email. To me, he lied. Like, why would you, and let me just go back a little bit. This happened to me. We're newly married and I received a message from my past and I let him know. And I said, do I say anything like, hey, I'm married? He says, no, don't respond because no answer is an answer. And I said, you're right. I blocked the person. I kept it moving. Now to the present. Why was it okay for you to respond? I don't care what he said. It's the fact that, you expected something of me, but then you went behind my back and emailed her. So we're like really in bad terms right now because I'm really hurt about this. I don't think it was right that he went 12 days later. Was she on your mind? Was that email on your mind? Like, I don't know how to take this and I really need help because this is like my life, my marriage. I don't know. The trust is broken in my eyes right now. I'm really, really hurt about this.
Okay. So would it hurt you more if he actually cheated?
Well, of course.
Right. Right. So I understand this is one of those gray area situations. We got to focus on like the point. So what you would expect here is for him to respect the marriage. Do you think that him telling this woman that he would not be contacting her anymore and ending things is respecting the marriage or disrespecting the marriage?
Oh, respecting for sure.
Right. So I get why you are annoyed because from your position he told you to do something that he himself didn't do, right? No
Exactly.
response is a response. I get that. And I can understand why that would be something is a problem, but I think you're missing the forest from the trees in this situation.
Okay.
I think you're zooming in on that slight instead of zooming out and seeing that he actually did respect the marriage in this situation by letting this woman know not to contact him anymore.
Yeah.
Because again, think about this, what other people are going through. You're like think like there's just a good situation. What I like to tell people is like we have to look at people as being human. instead of like, you're not going to find someone who's perfect. If this situation was flipped, I would tell him the same thing, by the way.
Yeah.
People are human. We're also not supposed to just be aware of what everyone is doing. If we had this degree of awareness of knowing what pictures people are liking, what emails they're receiving, what texts, marriage as an institution wouldn't even exist historically. Like, we just aren't supposed to be this hyper connected to one another and have all of this access to people, right? So people are human. People are going to make mistakes. People are going to have lapses of judgment. But if I'm going to deal with someone who's going to make a mistake, I would 100% prefer this mistake over the alternative.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So then I gotta let this go. This weekend I'm just gonna take just space, and I know he did respect the marriage, and he didn't have the control that he closed the door and she opened it by responding. I know that's not his fault. So I'm like losing sleep over this. Like, it's crazy, but just talking about it, it helps to put things into perspective. And yeah, thank you so much for that.
No problem, love. Just make sure you understand you're not tripping with this. This isn't like a, oh, you're wrong situation. This is 100% one of those gray area situations. But I think focusing on the bigger picture is the better focus for your future.
For sure.
Okay?
Yeah. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Have a great
You
weekend.
do the same, dear. Take care.
You too.
All right. That was a good question, though. Because I get it. Like, you told me not to respond. Why are you responding? The what he told his wife was the accurate response, though. Like, no response is a response. No response is a response. And if I'm thinking about this from like a masculine perspective, I know women can be thirsty too, but men are thirstier typically because we're like the hunters, right? So men know men will keep going at you, especially if you give them an opening. And a response is an opening, usually. There are women who will do the same thing, but not as many men who will do that. So if I had to guess, I would think that his perspective is like what he told her was from the perspective of like giving a woman what to say. Because he knows if a woman responds, that guy is going to keep knocking on that door because he perceives that as an opening. Someone said, can they ask a question in the chat? Yes, but callers get first priority. So I will ignore your question in the chat if we have callers calling in. You want a guaranteed answer, it's best to call in. If you're afraid of people seeing, you can always make a little quick spam page or a alternate profile so that you can call in. Personally, I'm someone who can't leave something undone probably bothered him not to close the door. I don't get what you're saying. Oh, you're talking about the previous call. I thought you were asking something about your personal life. Okay. So you mean that it bothered him not to close the door? I mean, possibly. Possibly. You don't know if that was also like gratifying to his ego as well. To like tell her like, actually, I cannot talk to you anymore because I'm married, right? I could see that as well. Someone who you don't really rock with like that, or if things ended on bad terms, you want to kind of like pour salt in the wound. Hello. Too much going on over there. And the troubling part is the amount of time that passed before he made a decision to respond. Okay. Because the troubling part is like, were you thinking about this person? Probably. Y'all, like, we have to get out of this fantasy land. We have to get out of this fantasy land. Like, the moment you get into a relationship or marriage, like you aren't still going to think about past connections and stuff like that, right? If you're going to live in the worldly way, that's going to happen. If you're not living in like a biblical way where you stay pure, you don't sleep with nobody, have no relationships, you just go to a marriage. Now there's no past relationships to reflect on. If you don't live that way, the fruit of that worldly way of living is these type of issues. I'm a very matter of fact type of person. So I know that's going to be the case. But people want to live in this fantasy world of like, this person is not going to be attracted to anyone. They're not going to have any memories of people in their past, right? Like that's not real. That's not real. Happy Friday, KJ. X calls me crazy on social media. Keeps reaching out. Why is that? He probably wants access to you, love. And you see how she responded again after he shut down? That opened the door. Right. Yeah. So I think for men and women, it's best to not respond at all. Is it worth being in a relationship with an avoidant type? It depends on their capacity. Not all avoidants are the same. Not all avoidants are the same. There are some people who have like moderate capacity, which means that if there's conflict or an increase in intimacy, they need to regulate from that experience. So they may create a bit of space. But they always will return. Someone with moderate capacity will return within 24 to 72 hours. Now, somebody with low capacity will get going and stay going, or end things, or when they return, they're like different. They never kind of get back to baseline. So it depends on the avoidant. You helped me so much. Thanks again, Coach. No problem, Glow. Best of luck to you, love. And you're giving it if you are keeping up with their social commentary. Oh, like you mean if you are like snooping or watching, like there's people I've seen who will watch follower counts, like how many people their person is following. And if that number goes up, they need to see who the new person is. We're just not supposed to know that information. That fantasy person who's like perfectly loyal, not just like with not physically cheating, but perfectly loyal, like there's never any entertaining, there's never any kind of flirting, there's never any kind of memories or them reflecting fondly on a connection, that person does not exist. You're not describing a real person. You're describing the fantasy. Nobody wants to hear that, but it's the truth. That's not a real person. If you're honest with yourself, you're not even that perfect. If you're honest with yourself, you're not even that perfect. So you can't expect the person you're with to be. I think that is my issue. It's a lot of people's issues. It's the fantasy. Can people change from anxious to avoidance? No. That will be effectively changing your nervous system. Completely different wiring. You can, in a relationship, if you're anxious and you're just like trying to make it work, you can burn yourself off and then like deactivate. So that will create the experience of you like you're an avoidant. Just like an avoidant person can perceive you're leaving and they actually care about you, and then that can make them kind of anxious contextually within that experience. Always in a relationship at the sight of something I don't like. Hello.
Hello?
Hi, what can I do for you? Remember, Maz, judge the people who are coming in harshly. Harshly. Judge callers harshly. If they look like a matchmaker, if they have the phenotype of a matchmaker, and y'all know what I'm talking about, don't let them up. If they have the username of someone who looks like a matchmaker, do not let them up. I need y'all to be like police officers. We got to judge the book by the cover with this situation. Every single time. Be like NYPD. Where you going, boy? That's the energy I need y'all to have. Hello?
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm fine.
Good. What can I do for you? Yep.
Okay.
There it is. All right. What else do we have? Always in a relationship at the sight of something I don't like. For what reason? Like what If you unpack that, like, why are you in the relationship? What do you think is going to happen if you don't end the relationship? What is the person? What if the person hasn't had a past relationship? That's the ideal. But if you're past a certain age, like 25, that's less and less likely nowadays due to the culture. Most people have exes, or at least like situationships. Psychotic detachment. Daniel, were you here when I said that about you? So you got like the psychotic detachment from like people who call in and you kick them off. Like I can look at you and there's like I bet there's no emotion on your face when you kick somebody off. Um, but Eva normally does it if she doesn't like the person, doesn't like the question. What's your Facebook account you want people to follow? It's should be. I think the Facebook account actually is at the Marquette Effect. Let me check real quick. I'm having like a branding naming issue. Like they make whoever owns these tech companies, Mark Zuckerberg and them just do things in a very stupid way, in my opinion. Cause they make things so fucking difficult. Like I can't even change my name because it would change other things. Like I can't even change my name on Instagram because it will fuck up the connection to Threads. And I'm like, why is it not all connected? Why doesn't this change just populate? If my content on Instagram populates to Threads, why does not a name change also populate to Threads? Why are you making shit so difficult? Make it easy, man. Just make it easy. That's why TikTok is beating y'all boys. Is it normal to think? Oh, CC, it's the Marquette Effect. That's the name on Facebook. It's normal to think about your ex sometimes, even if they broke up years ago. A lot of people are in that situation because they haven't found another like significant romantic connection. That seems to be your situation, Ariana. So yeah, it will be very normal. I told y'all about my friend who was locked up in prison for 13 years and romanticized the woman he dated in high school because that was the last woman that he cared for. I leave relationships right away when someone does a behavior I don't like. Yes, my question to you is why? Like, go a layer deeper. Why do you do that? Articulate why you do it. What's going on in your head when you see something you don't like? What story are you creating? What narrative are you telling yourself that causes you to end the connection? Because if they were for me, they wouldn't do certain behaviors, is how I look at it. Well, that's the wrong way to look at it, love. I promise you, you're not doing everything perfectly. What if I told you you're also doing things they don't like in a relationship? No, like this job that I have is the best job for me, right? It's the perfect job for me. Guess what? There's shit about it I don't like matchmakers. That's annoying, right? But the job is still the perfect job for me. There are no perfect fits. Scheduling conflicts, responding to text messages, all those things are incredibly annoying. Like I was just talking to Cece about the annoying nature of trying to connect my Instagram to Threads and change the name. That's part of my job, right? That's part of my business. It's annoying. But this is still the best fit that I found, occupation wise. So apply that same thought process to if I thought like you, I would be like, well, this business isn't the right business for me. Look at how many of y'all I've helped. If I thought like you, none of y'all received this help because I would be like, well, because matchmakers are annoying me on my live, that means I shouldn't be on live. Because if it was a perfect business for me, then I wouldn't be annoyed with it at all. I wouldn't have any problems with it. There's probably things about yourself you don't like. ass can be fatter, waist could be smaller, right? There's probably things about yourself you don't like. How would an anxious attached person manage and work on that? Work on what? I lost my train of thought. You're gonna have to remind me. I've learned that new connections are better in new ways and hurt you in new ways. Right. 100%. Thank you. I thought so because I thought it's because he might be my soulmate. He ain't for sure. Yeah, that's not it. Promise you it's not because he's your soulmate. Promise you that's not the case. I was talking to a client yesterday who she's been friends with a guy since 2018 and recently started dating him. And I was like, why did it take you so long to start dating him? She was like, oh, I just kind of developed a liking towards him. I was like, it don't take that long to develop a liking towards somebody. It's almost a 20-year connection. It don't take that long. It doesn't take that long. More than likely, there's no men in your life giving you attention. And he is. So you're defaulting to him. Booked a 3-call follow-up, but I can't schedule the time. DM me, Powers, because there was somebody who booked one yesterday and they didn't show up. So if that was you, let me look at the person's name. Give me a second. Okay, I can't access it here. Maybe I can access on my laptop. Nope, nothing signed in. Again, these fucking tech companies, man. Jesus, I just signed this bitch yesterday. Anyway, if you scheduled one yesterday and you didn't show up, then DM me and I'll send you the link to schedule the future ones. How do you not get attached to people not being consistent when dating? I would need the context that you're talking about. Like how much time has passed? I'll come back to that. Let me see if this caller is real. Hello? Okay. Y'all get one hello from now on. If you don't answer, then I'm hanging up. Okay. How do you not get attached? One way that people get attached is they start to give too much access to their inner world. So they become a bit too vulnerable, right? They share a bit too much about themselves too early. You got to pace that shit. Look at yourself as an onion. There's layers, right? As people earn access to you, and they earn access by being consistent in their behavior and time spent, you give them deeper and deeper layers. Also, if it's important for you for the person to be consistent, you can have that as a non-negotiable. Because otherwise, that lack of consistency will create anxiety within you, especially if you're anxiously attached. That anxiety, from your perspective, will be diminished if you have clarity on the situation. So that need for clarity will cause you to lean into the connection. As you lean into the connection in an attempt to lower your anxiety, the byproduct of leaning in will be you become more invested. That's when you start ruminating and becoming a bit more obsessive, right? Becoming a bit more attached. So you break that loop by not tolerating it to begin with. That was a broad example. I meant like certain behaviors that are non-negotiables for me. Give me some examples, Lolo. Like what is a non-negotiable for you? It's the hip dips. Okay. All right. If this person isn't taught this time, they're getting blocked because they keep requesting. Hello.
I'm sorry. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. What's going on?
So I just had a quick question because I was in a connection where
Your audio is kind of like, it sounds like you're underwater a little bit, love. Are you have it on speakerphone or something?
Hello.
Okay, that's much better.
Okay. So my question arises from like a connection that I had.
Uh-huh.
So we were like, talking, getting to know each other. And for me, I know I have a like an anxious attachment style. Like I'm always like making scenarios in my head, and I feel like I've grown like just from like other past like relationships, and like not like automatically assuming things, and I try to give like people the benefit of the doubt. But then again, I also want to make sure that like not letting people run over me. And so we were having this conversation, and I mentioned like my past experience and how like I was also kind of being funny, like like I ghosted this guy, like because it wasn't working out, and he like immediately said like, well, if you want to ghost me, like you can. And when he said that, like it was kind of weird, and I was like, 'cause, like, why would you say that? Is it like something about the connection that you aren't liking? And like, so I asked like, do you want me to? And he like didn't respond. He's kind of avoidant. So when he did that, I immediately was like, okay, it's done. I don't know if my decision was right. Like, I don't know if I should have like, asked like, okay, like, why you're avoiding like that question. I don't know.
Okay. You're just seeking clarity about the situation?
Yeah.
Okay. How old are you?
I am about to be 23.
Okay. This makes more sense. All right. Young woman. All right. So 23, how'd you meet him?
I met him on Halloween night.
Halloween.
Yes.
Spooky.
And
All right.
we had a date in person. Like he lives like an hour away from me.
So when did y'all like start moving things to like romance?
It was it took like I want to say like a month. It took a month. Yeah.
Okay, so like how long have you been dating him?
We didn't even get to like that, I guess, point per se. I guess like you could like people call it now like like a talking stage.
Okay. So you talked for how long? Because you said you met him on Halloween, and it's June.
Yeah, so that was it had to be like 9 months that we were like keeping in contact. 8 or 9.
Just talking for 9 months? Like how frequently were y'all talking?
It would be okay. So at the start too, like we didn't immediately start talking.
You still there, love? Because your audio completely cut out. Let's give her a few more seconds to reconnect. Maybe she ghosted us this time. Who knows?
Can you hear me?
There we go. Thought you ghosted me.
Okay.
All right. So
Yeah.
how frequently did y'all talk?
So when we first met, like we were talking like for the first like like 3 days, and then afterwards like we didn't talk as much. It was just like on and off type of thing, and then I also was like I had a busy schedule, to be honest, and I wasn't like really, I guess, checking for him, I guess. And so I want to say like a couple weeks after that, like maybe 3 weeks after, is when we started talking more, and it was a daily thing. But we would have like spurts where we just didn't talk.
Okay. So you had a date with him, right?
Yes.
Okay. And on that date, you told him that you ghosted somebody?
No, we were texting like, I don't know how like the conversation got there, but I guess we were like just like, sharing our experiences. And so from then I was like kind of like being like joking, like in a joking manner, like, like, yeah, like I ghosted this person, like, and he was like, yeah, well, if that happens, like, if you tend to do that, then like you can like ghost me. And I'm just like, okay.
Okay. And you're asking why did he say that?
Well, it's the fact that I asked, like, well, do you want me to? And he didn't say anything. I just found that weird. I don't know.
Yes, he said that because he wanted to create the impression that he's not that invested.
Okay.
Yes. He clearly is invested because he's been talking to you for 7 months. I've never been that invested. Just to talk to somebody for 7 months. I want to vomit hearing that. I don't know how either of you put up with that, to be honest with you. Just talking for 7 months would drive me crazy. But people are different. So obviously he's invested.
Mm-hmm.
When behavior and words don't align, there's something going on.
Yeah.
Right? Behavior always tells you the truth. Behavior always trumps words. So a lot of people like to pretend like they're not invested. You'll deal with men and women who are guarded, and the way that they're guarded is to like kind of say things to throw you off the scent.
Mm-hmm.
But then they'll get jealous, then they'll do things that would convey or reveal their actual intention or their actual level of investment through their behavior. And the behavior always tells the truth, right? So my read on this is that he just wanted to give you the vibe that he's not that invested so that he keeps some degree of power in the connection or doesn't scare you off. That's the advice given to both men and women these days. Like, we have to look at the landscape as a strategic thinker. I have to always like look at what information people are consuming in order to better read the situation. What both men and women are consuming from a dating perspective on social media is power dynamics, how to keep your power, how to maintain the power, right? One way that people are taught to maintain the power in a connection is to feign disinterest, to behave in a way that will make the other party feel like they're not that invested. The person who cares the least tends to have the most power in the dynamic. But that is a very toxic way to engage, and it doesn't end well long term. But that seems to be why he's doing what he's doing. That's why he didn't respond when you asked him a follow-up question, because you put him in a corner.
Yeah.
He had to pretend like he wasn't invested, and then you were like, well, do you want me to do that? If he says yes, you might do it. He doesn't want you to because he's invested. If he says no, that reveals his hand and it shows that he's invested. So he opted for silence.
Yeah, and from then, like, he didn't say anything else, and I just stopped talking to him.
Yeah, because you called him out.
Like, I don't know if that was the right decision. Like, if that...
No, right decision would be to just move on.
Okay.
I mean, to move on from that conversation and just talk about something else. You can reestablish this by just talking to him again about something else. Give him an out by not talking about that situation anymore. He didn't know how to get out of that situation, so he opted to just stop talking in general. It made him uncomfortable.
Yeah. He did verbally express that, like, he has trouble talking to people, like, in general. Like, I believe he has autism. And he even, like, voiced about, like, it's hard for me to, like, talk to people about certain things and, like, even, like, exchange and, like, just, normal conversation. So I don't know if that also plays a part into that, like that pragmatic awareness. Don't know if that makes sense.
No, I wouldn't think too deep into it, love. I would just, if you want clarity, just try to talk to him again. But both of you are clearly invested because you're on live calling me about it. So you obviously care to a degree as well. So yeah,
but
I would
haven't
just
talked to him in a while, so I don't know. Like I reached out to him for Easter. Wishing him happy resurrection. I mean, he responded and he was like, I hope everything is well with you and your family and everything.
Right.
but like
How
I
much
guess
time? How
I'm
much?
at a point where I'm just like,
How
I
much
don't
time?
know.
How much time passed after he stopped responding initially?
It was a while. That was in June. And then yeah.
How long, love? I need you to give me like a timeline. We just said June. We're in June. Shawty did the future meme for Easter, right? Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Mm-hmm. So how long has
Was
it
that a
been?
question?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How
Oh,
long?
I didn't hear it.
How long between the Easter text and him not responding? This call's taking way longer than I thought it would.
I'm sorry, it's about 6 months.
6 months between that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this might be cooked. You might have to reestablish a connection. Like people, they end up in these goofy situations because they're just like, I wish
I
people would
know.
just do what they want to do instead of looking at how things are perceived.
Like, look, and yeah,
Oh
I
my
know.
God, that would solve so many problems. It would solve so many.
It
If people
would.
just did what they want to, I want to talk to him. I want to talk to her, so I'm going to talk to them. But no, people wait like, well, how is it going to look if I do? And then I've been in that situation relatively recently, where it's like, oh, I stopped talking for a little bit because I thought I've been initiating too much,
Yeah.
and then they were also thinking the same thing. So then 2 days passed, and both of us want to talk to each other for those 2 days.
And that's the same thing that happened at the beginning.
Right. It's like if people can just not care about the whole power dynamics, the power game, and just express themselves and like let the chips fall where they may, ooh, things would be so much easier. So that's what I would take with you on the future, love. Don't feel too bad about that because, like I just said, I've done the same thing. I'm sure everyone in the chat has done it as well. But that's what I would correct moving forward. You can still try to reach out to him and try to like start a conversation, but so much could have changed in 6 months that you don't know if he's even available anymore.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I know I do have like
I got you. I'll take
more
you now.
like growing to do. So, thank you.
All right, love. You take care.
Bye. Take care.
All right, people. If you're struggling with dating and relationships, you're in a situation you don't know how to read it. You're lacking clarity. You don't know what actions to take. You're trying to save a connection or decide whether the connection is the right connection, or you're confused as to how to re-enter the dating market. You should book a 1-hour coaching call. You can do that by, you see this icon right here? There's a button that looks like it below. Hit that. Shoot me a message. I'll ask you about your situation. If I can help you, I will send you a link to book your call. Okay? But yeah, make things a lot easier. People just, I desire to talk to this person, so I'm going to talk to them. I desire to see this person, so I'm going to see this person. Make things a whole lot easier. Is being too clingy a bad thing? Yes. Yes, 100%. It's a horrible thing. Got to stop doing that. How would an anxious attached person manage and work on not being anxious attached, I guess? You got two paths. Path A is to find someone who is secure, who is going to not trigger you that much. Good luck. I don't think they make those anymore. They've been discontinued. The factory is closed. So your best odds is to make peace with someone who is insecurely attached, right? So that's going to be difficult. You're going to have to work on the connection. You're going to have to work, like when you get into a relationship or you start dating someone, you're going to have to look at that as like the training ground. You're in the gym, right? So you have to first tell me like what are you struggling with? Because anxious attached people struggle in like similar ways, but then some have like very specific triggers. So you would have to tell me that. Reflect on your relationships and tell me at what point do you struggle. Coach, I've learned so much. I was able to help my BFF's boyfriend dealing with her being deployed. Use everything you taught me, really helped me him deal with. So you help somebody else with like the anxious attachment. Mary, shoot me a testimonial via DMs. Shoot me a testimonial via. You're saying that it's what I taught you was so effective that you've been able to help other people with their anxious attachment. See, I told you I'll get these coaching calls. Yeah, do that tomorrow, Mary. Other people think that like they'll just watch these lives over and over again and they'll get like the free advice, which you can get free advice here, but it's not going to be compared to the coaching call. We go a lot deeper on the coaching call, a lot deeper. You could watch this live for another year daily and you won't get as much value as you would get with me giving you specific advice for a full hour. How much for the coaching calls? You have to DM me, darling, and I will send you a link with all that information, but prices continue to go up. So as I get more and more people asking me for my time, like I can only really take 3 calls a day. As I get booked up, I have to raise the price. So I would act fast. There's no need to wait for that. Okay, do we have a caller? Let's see, Marlene. Hello.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
It's all good, love. I'll
Thank
take
you,
you down.
Coach.
No worries, no worries. Okay. I'm struggling with, I don't know what, beneficiary? I don't know what you meant to write there. Gotta proofread that, brother. Okay, and I didn't catch anything that you said because the chat is moving so fast. So I would recommend calling in. It's hard for me to like track like multiple paragraphs in the chat. I'm unwilling to scroll up and capture everything. So if you want a guaranteed answer, call in. That's how you'll get the best advice. Hello? Where you're at? Did you study psychology? Yes. Official Sweet Francisca, you can stop requesting up because your background is entirely too loud. Thank you. If you get to another spot, I'll take your call, but not when you are next to a jet engine, apparently. Okay, now you have to be blocked because you're annoying me because you keep requesting. Enjoy that. Right. All right, people, if you want to call in, appreciate you, Crystal. If you want to call in and get my advice on your situation, that button at the bottom of the screen with the blue and pink person, you can hit that, request up, I will solve your issue. Okay, you can also put your question in the chat, I will answer it there. Callers get first priority though. Hello?
Hi,
How you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good, good. The Fox, you can only talk in private if you purchase a coaching call. So you can DM me for that, but I don't answer DMs. What can I do for you, Vicky?
You don't. What?
What can I do for you, love? CJ, I think you were a little too fast on that one. I think she was confused by me talking to someone in the chat. Could be wrong. I don't know if Hannah meant to request up though. Okay, she didn't. What's up, Gigi? You're late, Gigi. Why are you late? Can I email you to purchase the call? Sure, you can email me. That's fine. My email is in the my bio. She was 100% matchmaker. All right. All right. I trust your judgment, brother. I appreciate y'all being on it. You're training up the Avengers of Maz in here. Right. Me and my Maz like this, son. We're going. They like scouted out some Airbnbs for our Dallas trip coming up in August. So I'm excited about that. Excited to meet people in person. Been chilling at the beach. What beach you at, Gigi? Thank you. Last question. How much is the call? It's a little pricey, the Fox. It's not cheap. But I take payments via PayPal. You can also pay with installments there. It's not like $1,000 or anything. My highest ticket offer is $1,500. That's for people I work with for 3 months straight. And they also get like perpetual access to me, lifetime access via a Telegram group. That's $1,500. But for you, like, it won't be that for one call. But you'll find all the information when I send you the link for it. I just need one call, right? Yeah, one call is not nowhere near that. That's one to give you like a frame of reference. I'm back home. You coming back though, right, Gigi? You're not staying gone, are you? Hello?
Hello?
Hey, how you doing?
Hi. How are you?
Good. Thank you, Danny. Was God talking to her? I think she took this call right beside the burning bush. She was right beside the burning bush when she called in. People have no home training, man. No home training. It's amazing. It is incredibly frustrating too. She was about to start singing Arabian Nights, right? All right, people, again, if you have a question pertaining to dating and relationships, you hit the button at the bottom of the screen with the blue and pink person. Request up. I will solve your issue. I don't know about this person. They seem like they're matchmaking. Thank God. Right, yeah. They were definitely matchmaking. Let's get them out of here. Let's get them out of here. You guys don't have cultural awareness. That is the mosque in the background playing Quran. I think a lot of people said it was the mosque. But thank you for your unnecessary point. Mr. Cultural Awareness over here. The point, idiot, is that we don't want loud anything going on in the live because I can't hear the caller. Who cares what the noise was? The point is, why is there noise to begin with? Fake smart people always miss the fucking point. They always miss the point. They'll call out something that's not relevant. Just to be like, well, actually, it's like, man, shut the hell up with that bullshit. Real smart people always know what the point is. Anyway, all right. What questions do we got? You can also drop your question in the chat until we get a caller up. You about to make it a pet peeve for me too. You speak on it with so much passion, right? Well, I think it's because I'm also I create content as well. It's part of my job. So it's like when you go viral, man, people will make just the most pointless points. And I'm like, why even bring that up? That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. You just wanted to say something. That's nothing to do with what I'm talking about. It's not relevant to this conversation at all. Well, this is, don't mean to correct you, but it's like the fucking Charlie Brown noise in my head. Is what it feels like. Thoughts on anxious attachment partner? What's the specific question here? Like, do you have an anxious attachment partner, or are you the anxious attached partner? Like, I don't do like thoughts or like vague. Just what are your general thoughts about this subject? Give me a target. Give me a problem. A specific question. Recipe with broccoli. What if I don't like broccoli? Right. Right. No more dates. What should I do? Well, I have no idea, because what am I supposed to do with that sentence? Like, what does that mean? I think like sometimes when people are communicating, they don't know that I'm not in their head. I've had to talk to family members about this. They'll say something and it won't be clear. I'm like, you know that I'm not in your head, right? Like, I don't know what your experience is. So I need you to tell me, pretend like I'm not there. I'm not in your relationship. I've never spoken to you before. I need you to get me there with your words. I need you to use your words to get me there, to fill in the gaps. I'm not there. Okay? My mom would do that. She'll be like, can you get me the thing out the attic? And I'm like, when you say thing, I know you have an image in your head. When you say thing, I know there's an image in your head, but I'm not there. So I don't know what the thing is. So I need you to describe the thing so I can get the thing, right? That's my mom all day. Can you get me the thing on my desk? Like, sure, let me get it. Right. Now, what thing are we talking about? My mom gets mad. When I call that out, she'll get mad at me. You know what I'm talking about? I know I don't. I promise you I don't know what you're talking about. Should women ever chase men? No. No, women should never chase men. People should not chase one another. When you chase something, it implies the other thing is moving away from you. You shouldn't pursue something moving away from you. Look in nature. In nature, when something is chased, does it ever end positively for both parties? When something is chased, there's normally a negative outcome for one party, right? So when police officers chase you, if they catch you, you're going to jail. If a cheetah chases you, if it catches you, you're dinner, right? So chasing never ends positively. I hate when someone tells you a story, like, you know who the fuck they talking about. Who the fuck is Stacy, right? I had a friend just say, like, when he would tell me stories about a woman, he'll be like, and then he would say she. I'm like, who the fuck is she? He'll be talking about like his girlfriend. I'm like, okay, well, you didn't give me context that you were talking about your girlfriend. I'm not Professor Xavier, bro. I need y'all to. I think communication bugs me because I'm pretty good at it, and you expect other people to. And like, sometimes it's hard on these calls because I know the answer to your question. I promise you I know the answer, but I gotta wait 30 minutes to give it to you because we gotta get you to formulate your sentences properly, and that's so hard to do. I know dating and avoidance seems to lead to lying and lack of communication. It's a trust issue. Not always lying, but lack of communication. I think most avoidance probably are like that. Lying is more of a character issue. That's not necessarily attributed to avoidant attachment. The guy went on 2 dates, has pulled back and gone silent on me now. Okay, well there's nothing you can do then. Like if he's going silent on you, then you just have to take the L. You miss him. You miss him off of 2 dates. You might have an attachment issue. That happens in therapy sessions a lot. I'm like, who are we talking about? Right? It is so. It drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. The sushi girl. Behavior is revealing. So you don't need to look at the words or require someone to tell you how they feel about you. Behavior is telling. What's up, Diamond? Nice of you to show up, Diamond. I know what's up with you and Gigi today. Class started an hour ago. A little over an hour ago, actually. You know, teachers like embarrass you when you're late. Well. Look who it is. Diamond. What if he still messages me but doesn't plan any more dates? We're in what if territory. You don't need to think about what ifs. You need to look at reality. Reality is he's going quiet. How long is he going quiet? How long has it been since he's just falling off the earth? How long should women wait for men to make it official? Depends on the context. Long distance will lengthen the timeline, but assuming you're in the same city or you can see each other at least once per week, 3 months you should see some movement. 3 months you should see some movement. Guys, when they find a woman they really want, typically, or if they really want you and they have the capacity, they're like emotionally available, right? Within 3 months, they're gonna try to make some shit shake. I can promise you that. But you know how you slow that down, ladies? By giving unfiltered access. You slow that process down by giving men unfiltered access to you. The women who I've been close to getting into relationships with, they didn't just give all access. They didn't just give you everything. There was some part of them that was still reserved, and you only unlocked that next tier by, progressing things forward. A lot of women nowadays, they just give everything because they think if they give everything, then that increases the likelihood that they capture you. Quite the contrary. Nope. Guys want all access to you, and not giving them all access to you makes them want it more. And that everything. So it used to be sex was reserved for marriage, right? That was a carrot. People move towards pleasure and away from pain, right? So it used to be sex was like the carrot that motivated men to make things official. Not in this culture. People giving it out like it's a charity. Feeding the homeless. So we gotta think about what else we can reserve, right? In a relationship capacity, if we talk about marriage, I always tell people not to move in first. Don't do that. I would never do that again. I would never move in with somebody I'm not married to. Nope. There's nothing to look forward to. You need something to look forward to. Right? You gotta have something to look forward to. Because men typically don't want to commit. There has to be some sort of carrot. We typically don't want to commit. There needs to be some sort of carrot. A lot of guys do. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to put all of us in boxes, right? But generally speaking, a lot of guys want to maintain that freedom. So to get them to not to give that up, it needs to be worth it. So if you're giving like just full access, like if a friend was giving you their Netflix password, are you ever going to pay for Netflix? No, you're going to keep using your friend's password and login. Why am I paying for Netflix if my friend just gives me Netflix? I learned what I need from coming over and spending the night. Right. When you give all of that access to somebody, you're doing everything, right? You don't have any boundaries. You're bending over backwards. There needs to be something reserved in the tank. Because we can feel it. We can feel it when there's more. I almost had a guy sleep over for 2 weeks. I was so over it. Right. Right. Why did he sleep over for 2 weeks? I feel like he didn't have a place to stay. Looking for someone who also appreciates the slow burns, legit torture in this era. Yeah, it's like the economics are messed up. The economics are all messed up. Oh, he did need a place to live. That's what I say. 2 weeks is cool. That's a bit long, right? That's a bit long. All right, let's see if Winnie meant to come up. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm good. What can I do for you?
Well, I think I came to your live last time,
Uh-huh.
and people were just asking questions. So I kind of hopped in and asked my question. And the question was pretty much just like the person that I was talking to. I don't know if you remember me. I don't think you would. But I just wanted to give you an update because I keep seeing your lives, but I'm just like so scared to like come and jump in because I'm just like, I don't like doing this whole live thinging.
Right.
But yeah, so yeah, the guy that I was talking to prior, I think the reason I told you was that I have a attachment style or issue, I don't know. And you're kind of advising me to just, be more feminine and, be more genuine and flip things over and not say directly because I'm very just like direct with stuff sometimes. But yeah, so the update was just like, we kind of had a conversation about, just the whole situation, just him not calling me as I wanted to because I like to talk, like I like communication, and I wasn't getting that from him a lot. So I just kind of ended it because I felt like it was a waste of time. But I did call him and we did talk about it, and he did, kind of let me know that he wasn't ready for anything serious. So which was relieving because it's like, okay, you should have said that from the jump, but do you know what I mean? So
Right.
but yeah, I just wanted to give you that little update.
Okay.
Actually helped me out a lot, but I'm happy that I spoke to him. But yeah.
Okay. So you got the clarity that you were looking for when you had the conversation with him.
Yeah, I wish I got it earlier because it just like what you're saying right now about people wanting to move really fast and not having a slow burner. And I feel like that clarity from that conversation was just like, okay, maybe you were just not serious. You didn't want anything serious. You're probably looking for something else. And I wish he would have said that from the jump instead of just allowing the miscommunication and, not effort put in and all that type of stuff. So, yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you communicating definitely helped out. And so where are you with things now? Are you like getting back out there on the scene, or are you like kind of taking a break?
I wouldn't say I'm taking a break. I would say mostly like my environment where I'm at, it doesn't really give me an opportunity to really date. Like I don't really be going outside. There's nothing really interesting like out there. And I feel like mostly it's my environment that's holding me back from really putting myself out there because there's just not much going on where I'm from. So
Where are you from?
yeah. I'm from New South Wales, Sydney.
Okay, so you're in Australia.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
I
Australian.
remember
Yeah.
you now.
Pardon?
I remember you now.
Oh,
I don't
you
remember
do?
your story. I remember a black woman calling in from Australia. And I was like, I
Okay,
didn't know that
great.
y'all. I didn't know that we were even allowed over there.
What you mean?
Meaning,
You
like,
guys,
I never ever heard of a black person from Australia. So
really?
never heard. You're the first one I've ever
Amazing.
encountered. You're like a rare Pokemon. So
Oh, that's so
this is
bad.
quite the experience. Um,
Mm.
so have you heard my spiel about like static environments?
Oh, no.
Okay,
No.
okay. So how have you historically met men?
How have I? I would say mostly if I'm just like out and about shopping or if I'm just mostly like parties, events.
Hmm.
But usually it just like if I'm out and about, just minding my business. Oh, thank you.
Right. Ignore all
Yeah.
ignore all the compliments you're about to get on
Okay.
in the chat. All right, we'll be here all day. Okay, so the situation would be. So I always say there's two ways of meeting people, right? Static environments and dynamic environments. Okay? So dynamic environments is how you've been doing it so far. Dynamic environments are described as places you go where every time you go you'll see different people,
Yeah.
right? So one of the biggest problems with dynamic environments, especially if it's like nightlife or parties and stuff like that, is the people who go there are typically novelty seekers and looking for dopamine. So that's likely going to be people who are looking for short-term dynamics,
Yeah.
right? Either short-term dynamics or you fail to get approached in the first place because that's their one shot to approach you. They're never going to see you again. Maybe they see you, you look stunning, you're making them
Yeah.
like nervous and they can't even like get
Get
the
the word out.
right, you know what I mean? So, but static environments are environments where you go and every time you go there's the same people there, right? So the benefit
Yeah.
of that is okay, maybe the guy, if he sees you the first 3 times, he's too nervous to approach you. Maybe on the 4th time, he's like, I'm a talk to her next time I see her, right? You hear people
Yeah.
talk about their gym crushes, like the woman or man that they see in the gym a lot, and then they kind of work up the gusto to approach them one day.
Sorry, just to stop you there, before you continue, have you heard of the thing about Australian men not approaching the woman? Like they don't actually approach the ladies here. Like there's a whole
Really?
thing in Australia where men actually do not approach females. Like
Okay.
it's a whole like it's so weird.
So
Like
when we say not approaching, what people are typically meaning in that situation is they're not approaching primarily because people are expecting to be approached in a dynamic environment. In a
okay.
static environment, it doesn't even feel like an approach. When you were
Mm-hmm.
in school, whatever boyfriend you got probably wasn't someone who approached you. It was probably someone who was in your class and he just talked to you normal because you're in the same class. And then
That's
maybe
true.
he just made that wasn't an approach though. That wasn't like I'm going to approach this stranger. That's the benefit of static environments. It greases the wheel a little bit. It makes things a bit easier. It makes it so it takes off the pressure of the conversation because the environment is kind of made and structured for social connection.
That's true.
So it doesn't feel weird to actually interact with one another. Then you also get the benefit of reputation. Because when people know that they're going to have to see you again, if they know that their people know your people know their people, they tend to engage in reputation management. Meaning they treat one another better. You're more likely to get ghosted on a dating app where there's no connection between you two than you are to
Yeah.
get ghosted with like someone in a static environment. They don't want to take
That's
their reputational hit. They don't want the shame that comes along with it.
Mm.
Right?
But
So
it's like where do you even like obviously the gym is like one place,
right.
yes,
So
but
I'm
like
gonna tell you.
other places where can someone like myself,
So what I tell specifically women to do, men too, is to have like two
Yeah.
concentric circles, right? Two circles that interconnect. So one second, let me address this point. I caution, but what if it doesn't work out and you're comfortable about going back to that environment? There's no, everything in life is going to be uncomfortable to a degree. It was very uncomfortable for me to start this business, but it was worth it. People, that's one problem with dating now. People want things to be comfortable 24/7. Yeah, it might not work out and now it's a little bit awkward. So what? We're all grown ups. You should be able to handle some awkwardness. If you can't, you got some growing up to do. You're very weak.
Yeah.
You're a very weak person if you can't handle some discomfort. Okay, you have to be able to handle uncomfortable situations. Okay,
That's
so back to you. Two concentric circles. Okay, one side you list out what you like, what you actually enjoy in life, right? What your values are, right? You list out things you're into. Maybe you are into fitness. Maybe you're musically inclined, right? You list those things out. Other side, you list out the traits that you're looking for in the man, the important traits, not just random shit like height, just the important things, okay? And then where those two circles intersect, you want to list out environments that filter for those two traits.
okay.
So it's a combination of what you like with what you're filtering for. Example, let's say you want someone who's into health and fitness because you value, health and fitness. Okay.
Yeah.
Environments that will select for those two traits are the gym, hiking clubs, running clubs, right? Those are static environments. Same people every time. I told a
Not
client,
the running clothes.
right? Running clubs, I'm kind of like iffy on because they're starting to get the brand for like hookups. So
For real.
I probably would avoid
That's literally
those.
what it's about.
I probably would avoid. Hiking clubs haven't gotten that same branding though. There's Gigi's in the chat. She's had some experience with hiking clubs, so it's
But
like
come on, we're black. Who's going hiking?
Gigi goes hiking. I know y'all got them big ass spiders over there. Y'all got those Jeeper Creepers type spiders.
Exactly. So I'm
Over there,
definitely
so-
not hiking. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, you probably would avoid that considering your
I'm
location.
avoiding that for sure.
But there was a client who told me she wanted a man who was more ambitious because she's ambitious. So I was like, okay, well, what have you considered joining Toastmasters? Toastmasters is a public speaking organization, right? So a man who's in Toastmasters is likely to be more ambitious, right? So you put yourself in that environment. One, you learn a very valuable skill, which is public speaking, which helps you out with your career. But also, you get to that environment selects for men who have that ambition that you're looking for. So you have to get a little creative with it. You have to get a little creative with it. There's tons of like Facebook groups. Like there's communities that like have a digital presence that also lends itself to like an actual physical experience. Like, because digital communities are also static environment. This live right here, there's new people who come in every day, sure, but there's also like a very strong core foundation of people who are here all the time. And this is an environment that people can meet people digitally. So it's not just physical, it's also digital. The point is you get more quality when you do that.
That's
Someone
true.
said church if you love God. So I'll do you one better than church.
Oh my gosh, not church girl.
Church, the problem with church is like it's still a good place.
They be pretending. I'm not gonna lie.
But here's the thing: you get both extremes, right? So you get
That's true.
people in church who just wear the costume; they're going there as a routine, right? And then you get people who really are faith based, right?
Nah.
So
Yeah.
an environment that I've told Christians is volunteer organizations. If you see a Christian in a volunteer organization, they're likely going to be serious about their faith. They're likely going to be serious.
I mean, look, with the whole volunteer, I don't see like Australia is such a different place. Like for example, like when I have traveled, especially with the caliber of men that I prefer, which is like obviously black men,
Okay.
I feel like everything that you're talking about with the whole, gym and all that type of stuff, all these high-end places, I feel like majority of the caliber of men I'm looking for are not there. Like, they're not serious.
What caliber of men are you looking for?
I'm looking for, a tall, black, handsome, chocolate.
Yeah.
But,
Oh, is that it? Tall, black,
I
handsome
was-
chocolate?
and bald-headed, I'm like...
Tall, black, handsome chocolate, bald headed. What else? What other qualities you looking for?
he wear glasses,
Okay.
I'm just
okay.
pulling your leg,
Okay.
so I'm just
Does
like,
he wear glasses as well? Okay.
oh gosh. Oh yeah, he dresses well too.
Okay.
Let's not forget that.
dresses
But
well.
I feel like a lot of them are just like, especially here in Australia, they're just not like they're just not serious. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe I'm just not running into the right ones, but maybe I'm just also not in the right environment. I know for sure I'm not in the right environment.
For
I
sure.
don't like, especially with where I'm from in Sydney. I just feel like I'm just not in that environment that I need to be.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the other thing about like the static environments because it selects for the type of person, right? So I would say, yeah, you're probably not in the environments. Yeah, you find someone who you're physically attracted to at like brunch or something. It's like more of a roll of the dice. It can work.
I mean, they are ugly. Some of them, I ain't gonna lie. No, I'm playing. I'm not.
It's
But
like it's
yeah.
a roll of the dice, but it's like if you start being more intentional about the environments you put yourself in. Like there was another woman saying how she wanted a man who was a bit more like financially secure because she was a high earner, right? So I was like, but she also wanted someone who was into fitness. So I said, okay, join a high end gym. High end gym
That's
that
true.
selects for that type of person, right? So considering that there's a small population, I would imagine, or at least a small population of serious guys, that makes it
Yeah.
so you have to be even more intentional where you are. You won't be able to luck up and just go out to like the grocery store or the mall and get what you're looking for. You probably are going to have
Yeah.
need a bit more of a strategy and intentionality to get it.
Yeah. And I feel like with me personally, I take everything else serious in life, but sometimes when it comes to dating, be taught to us, especially if you come from like an African household, it's like expected for you to know all these things. When it's like when your parents are like, oh, why don't you have this person? Like, where's your partner? Where's this? I feel like these are the things that are not being taught to us. Like to actually, with relationship, you actually have to put effort. You actually
Right.
have to put as much as effort you're putting into your business and whatever ambition you're interested in. One thing I'm definitely learning is if you want something, you actually have to put effort into it, which is a constant thing I have to actually remind myself. And even you saying something like, you can't be afraid, like you just have to go for it, which is hard because it's like just that also like that feeling of rejection. Not that I care to be rejected, but just like constantly trying and feeling like, oh, it's just not happening, it's not working out for you. Do you know what I mean? Hence to why even when that guy gave me that clarity, I was just like, this is tiring, because it's like the more you put yourself out there, it's just you're just constantly getting all these disappointments. But then
Right.
again, that's just life, innit? So
Yeah, it's like
yeah,
emotional discernment. I made a video a long time ago. I said discernment and emotional resilience are the two skills you need to date in 2026 and beyond. You got to
yeah,
be able, like if you look at the top salesmen or salespeople, the trait that they have is they can get rejected over and over again, but then still talk to the next person with the same enthusiasm as if it's going to work out, right? So that's like kind of the mentality you have to have dating. It's so hard though. It's incredibly
it is
difficult.
hard.
It's incredibly
Because then
difficult.
you think the next person is just there to waste your time.
Right, right. You start to assume it, and
But
then
then
that
again,
becomes
it's
a
like,
self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Because you're not bringing your best self to the
yeah,
interaction. So one way to avoid that too is have enough self-awareness to know when you need to take breaks. So what I advise
yeah,
clients is like, if you start to notice that you're starting to become a bit pessimistic, take a break. Don't try
okay,
to date
yeah,
anyone in that spot. Take a break, pour into yourself, get your energy back right. Don't, if you try to force it from that place and
yeah,
you take
that's
another
true.
L, you might be one of those people who are like, I've given up completely. And you don't want to do that.
Yeah, nah, I'm definitely in a little break right now. Just like I don't in my like era of like I don't care type of thing. Like whatever happens, happens. But then again, yeah,
Right.
yeah. Thank you.
No problem, love. Well, keep me posted on how it goes, all
Okay.
right?
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Thank you.
Take
All
care.
right.
Bye.
Bye.
Where my shooters at? My shooters near Sydney. We got any guy shooters, black male shooters near Australia? Australia is so far. Remember that woman who was trying to date someone? She was in the U.S. trying to date a guy in Australia. I'm like, you know how long of a flight that is? You have any idea how long of a flight that is? That's listen, you could do long distance. That's a little too long of distance. Beat state in U.S. men. You think so? People around the globe are complaining. I was talking to someone in not Australia, but Germany. And she was telling me all the men there, like, she was African and Russian. Beautiful, huh? But she was telling me that all the men there, like, it's culturally, it's like 50-50 across the board. Across the board, 50-50. That's what they all, like, believed in. Ghanaian and Russian, Isaac. My God. But she said they're all 50-50. And she wants, like, a traditional relationship. And she's like, I can't, a traditional marriage. And she was like, I cannot find it over here. I can't find it. And I'm like, well, I'm looking at flights. That's the Russian side. I've never even heard of that combo. I've never even heard of a Russian and a Ghanaian doing a fusion dance. So, yeah, globally, people are complaining. I think in, what was it, Tokyo or Japan, one of those places, they're the most fucked up relationally. Those women hate those men over there. They have like a population issue in one of those places. So you think it's a U.S. problem? Nah. Everywhere is struggling. No, the mom is Ghanaian. The father is Russian. Is it South Korea? Is that where it is? So don't think, like, it's like people in the U.S. The U.S. almost not even one country, bro. The U.S. is like multiple countries in one. You start traveling the U.S., it's like, there's foreigners say that shit all the time. It's like, it's very different when you go to different states in the U.S. Because it's such a big continent, right? Such a big country. Not continent, but country. But the thing is, and people in different states, even different cities, will tell you how different it is. Women in Atlanta have a completely different complaint from women in LA. Completely different complaints. Women in Atlanta are like, how can I get him to stop Z-snapping at me? He keeps Z-snapping. And trying to come with me to get my nails done. And competing with me with my nails. Right? That's the kind of complaints they make. Woman in LA is like, I can't get him to take my selfies because he keeps taking his own selfies. Right? There's different complaints. Women in LA want smaller booties? What do you mean? They want smaller booties in LA? Well, I don't like that at all. Who started that movement? I thought everybody wanted BBL nowadays. From what I heard, the Kardashians started the trend. You know, they like shrunken their asses, and all the white girls are like, "I'm gonna follow the leader." I think 90 Skinny is back in LA. Listen, I'm all for petite, as long as you're not obese. I can rock with it, and it's not even that some women who are obese are unattractive. I mean, it does get to a point. Does get to a fucking point. But I can't be with someone overweight because I know I would also be overweight. Remember, I was with my ex and she would be like, I would plan to eat like my meal prep. And she would, let's get pizza. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. No debate, no argument. No, I had this chicken and rice plan actually. Just the mere mention of we should get pizza. I'm like, well, I'm sold actually. Why didn't I think of that? Let's stuffed crust. Let's get two. But you like different types than I like. Oh, we should get half and half. No, let's get two completely different pizzas. Completely different pies. Let's do that. because I'm gonna want some tomorrow as well. So I can't be with somebody like that. I need somebody who's gonna, not take me off the wagon. I'm a former fat kid. It's 3 a.m. Where you at? It's 3 a.m. Fats, your partner's diet dictates yours too. I'll do you one further. I read a study a while back. I don't know how true it is, but it said by every fat person, or excuse me, I don't know if that's allowed on TikTok. Every overweight person who's in your life increases your odds of being overweight by 33%. For that very reason, I'm sure, because they're making suggestions like we should go here to eat. You ever try to eat your healthy meal with someone who's not eating healthy at all? It just makes your shit taste so much worse. It makes your shit taste so much worse. So I read that. I didn't even need proof. I'm like, well, that definitely is true. That's true 100%. So I cut off all my fat friends. Y'all haven't seen Boogie in the chat for a while. I cut him off. I said, you're going to make me fat. Just seeing you eating the way you do. I got to cut you off. And they will shame you while you try to eat your salad in peace. Yeah. Oh, you're getting too small. Family does that. Oh, I can't see you. They all keep a relationship, but everyone in the household is big. Right. Right. They keep a relationship likely because those people aren't picky. They have like a first come, first serve approach. Whoever will have me approach. So you got two people coming from that way of thinking. Relationship weight? Mm-mm. Talking about the show 700 Pound Life. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's what I'm referring to. My family tells me if I'm too small and if I'm looking bigger. Word. My family does the same thing. That's my first time of weight gain. My grandfather would say, you packing on a few pounds. No. Thanks a lot, Gramps. Just ruin your whole day. Because you can't tell it. You can't tell weight gain because it happens so gradually. You can't clock it. You can't clock it. It's too gradual. And then someone takes a picture of you. And you're like, who was that big motherfucker? They're like, that's you. It can't be me. Certainly is not me. What fat person is cosplaying me in this photo? But that cannot be me at all. There's no way that's me. Oh, yeah, that's you. This is AI. It has to be AI. Has to be AI. I looked at myself just yesterday. I didn't see this. What are we doing? And then when you see the picture, you can magically see it in the mirror after that. Fuck, it was me. Now you know it's going to take you 3 months to get it off. Longer if you're a woman a lot of the times. Unfortunate. That's why people say never get fat to begin with, because it's so hard to get that shit off. You just got to try your best. What I do it now is I stay in the 5 pound range. If I get to the top end of that range, we shut it down. I block Boogie on my phone. I block him. I want no fat conversations right now. No fat voices in my ear at all. If I talk to you and you breathe, I can hear you breathing, you're cut off. I'm blocking you. Give me 3 months, I'll unblock you. And we'll start the process over again. My family don't like us looking too skinny. I'm 5'9", so they always tell me to gain some weight. You 5'9"? I didn't know you were that tall, Lindsay. My family has no shame. They would tell anyone they have gained weight, like, have some decorum. Right. Family will do it to you every time. They'll do it to you every time. In some cultures, the chubby cheeks are a sign of health. Not over here. I'm not a part of that culture. It's a sign of being cut off. Hannah, who's finna have glazed croissants and ice cream? At your job? Is that what you meant? That's another thing. Working, that's like, it's so much easier to stay in shape, like being self-employed, because you work at the office. We got donuts in the kitchen. We got donuts. Where are they from? Krispy Kreme. Well, let me go do some damage. Let me go do some damage. I'm really eating a donut right now. We got pizza. Right. You run into the kitchen. Running. I was about to take a call, but everyone in the queue is matchmaking. I can tell. I can tell from the hue. I don't know. Sometimes in Africa, I don't know if it's what part of Africa, there's this yellow hue in their videos, in their pictures. This yellow tint. I don't know if it's pollen. I don't know what it is. But they get auto declined when I see that. If you got a pollinated profile pic, it's a no for me, dog. It's a no for me. Why is your camera jaundiced? What's causing your camera to be jaundiced? Is it a filter? Sahara Chic. That's funny. That's funny. It's a filter. I don't know why they're using that filter. That shit looks horrible. All right, people. We got any more questions? Any more callers before I shut calls down? CC just said that she would like to try bacon wrapped honey buns. All right, CC, that's enough. You can't just imagine how that would taste. I can like imagine how that would taste. It's not. Mm-mm. The request thing is at the bottom of the screen. It's like two people. One is blue, one is pink. You just hit that. It's just the honey bun would taste too artificial with the bacon, I think. It would taste too artificial. Now donuts. Now we're talking. The honey bun? Nah. Not a honey bun. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Childhood snacks taste nasty now that I'm adult. Yeah, they just taste like chemicals. Especially if you start eating more healthy. It's amazing how like your palate can change. I remember when I did like something for a little like years ago. It was called like the slow carb diet, where you're pretty much eating like meat, fat, and like beans. Yes, that was my diet for a while. Nothing sweet. And I remember drinking like some really dry wine one night. Really dry wine, and it tasted very sweet. So it's like when you deprive yourself of the sweets, you can taste the inherent sweetness in other foods. Then I reintroduced like carbohydrates back to my diet, and I could taste the bitterness again. All right. Any more questions before I get out of here? I'm gonna have to cut things off a little early today. Any more questions before I wrap this up? Honey buns don't taste the same as back then, right? And something changed with them. Something changed with them. Honey buns had me looking like Squidward when he discovered Krabby Patties. Big ass thighs. Built like Buffy the Body. Had to lose that. Absolutely. Can't be at the crib looking like a video vixen, bro. We gotta lose that. I'm not being vegan. Cass, what time is it over there? Why are you and the black Australian never in the live at the same time? Are y'all the same person? Is that you in blackface? You're in Australia, she's in Australia, yet I don't see y'all in the chat at the same time. We got a Bruce Wayne Batman situation going on here. What's going on, Cass? Explain that to me. Explain that to me right now. Right now. All right, people. That does it for me. Again, if you want to, in your frustration with dating, get clarity on your situation so you can stop guessing and wondering if something will work or will it not work, you should get your 1 hour coaching call. Okay, this icon right here, hit that button below, shoot me a message. I'll ask you about your situation. If I can help you, I will send you a link to book your call. Okay. Also, if you want to watch the replay of these lives, I stream them on YouTube. Link in bio for that. It's at The Signal Dating. If you're new here, make sure to follow. I go live twice a day. And yeah, I will see y'all tonight. Appreciate the mods, appreciate the chat. Y'all take care.